Hello everyone and welcome back to another Animals with AB episode.
And this is the second episode of our trap camera series. Last time we started putting out our trap cameras every day in September to try and film some incredible animals.
In this special episode, we will be leaving out our trap cameras every day in September.
For the first 5 days, we will both leave our trap cameras out in separate locations. We will then decide who got the best footage over the course of those 5 days. Whoever did that would have won part 1. It will be the same for parts 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6.
In order to decide who won which part, we have the scale of rarity. This will decide how many points we get each part. For instance, common things like moths, mice and common birds will be worth 1 point. Deer and rabbits will be worth 2. Foxes will be 4. Uncommon birds will be 7. Badgers will be 8. Anything rarer will be 10.
And if you get the same animal on 2 or more nights, you will get the points it's worth for every night. You will also get 1 additional point for interesting animal behaviour. I am going to make it 2-1 going into this second episode where part 4, 5 and 6 will take place. I really hope you have enjoyed episode 1 of the Trap Camera in September series. So there you go, now you know most of the rules and what happened in episode 1. It's now time to start episode 2 where parts 4, 5 and 6 will be taking place. It's 2-1 to Zach at the moment, but you never know, maybe I can turn it around and make it a win. But we'll find out here in episode 2. Let's go. It is time for me to start episode 2 of the Trap Camera series with part 4 of the whole thing. And we are starting in a location where I think we can capture some amazing birds on camera. This is a location where you do get dog walkers. I'm going to put a clip up now because I know I'm going to get dogs on here. But I reckon just here, and then you can see that in front of me. That does look like quite a good view. I'll get all the birds coming in. And hopefully also some other animals. So my trap camera is ready to go, but it wasn't so easy for Zach.
Alright, so I'm just by this hedgerow now, and if the camera's shaking, I'm very sorry because I'm holding it with one hand, and I just had to sprint it because I've put my trap camera out in a farmer's field, which if the farmer sees me, he's not going to like that. So hopefully he doesn't find the trap camera because that could be problematic, and yeah, hopefully all goes well because I just had to sprint it out of there then, so I didn't get to film putting the trap camera out. I just had to put it up and run.
Even if it wasn't quite as easy as expected, both trap cameras are out and ready for part 4.
First of all, I got 5 deer, 1 red kite, and with the deer I did get 2 behaviour points as well, just to mention. Four pheasants and then like 5 million flies. Now obviously that could mean I got 5 million points, but that would break the whole entire system, as this whole thing in the conclusion is aimed on who won the rounds and who got the most points, so we could draw it or anything. But obviously me getting 5 million points would guarantee me that I won on the points, so obviously that will just be counted down and we'll just put like 1 point because it's a fly in the end of the day, and 5 million points, I think that's a bit too much for flies. 2 wasps and 1 pigeon, and that is how we ended part 4 with a good 22 points overall, which is still pretty decent, but is that enough to beat Thomas? You'll find out now.
My part 4 results are in and I'm pretty confident that I can get the win this time because of one specific animal. And if you've watched episode 1 of this series, you might be able to guess what animal that is. It's the fox. Now, I'm literally just going to put a cinematic on screen right now of all the fox footage I got, because it was absolutely incredible and too much to talk about. So here you go, here's the cinematic of all the foxes I got. So all the foxes plus the 2 behaviour points will get me 42 points for the foxes, which is absolutely incredible. That's already by far the biggest score I've got in this series. I did also get 3 pigeons, 1 squirrel, and I also got 2 points for a muntjac deer. Which means I'm right back in the series. It's 2-2, let's go to part 5. So part 4 is now over, and for part 5 I decided to do something slightly different. It has been about half an hour since I last collected the trap camera for part 4, and it is of course time to start part 5. Now I've got with me here a Tesco bag, and within this Tesco bag is a bird feeder, some peanuts and a trap camera. And you're probably thinking it's cheating to have food to attract animals in. Well, the only exception is, of course, for bird feeders. You can do that, you can have food, because otherwise just a bird feeder on its own is going to get you absolutely nothing. But my challenge is trying to decide where to put the bird feeder. I think I found the branch, this one right here. I'll put it in there, it'll go all the way up to the top, and then it will be quite high in the tree, and then I'll attach the trap camera somewhere around there, and hopefully it'll have a really good view of the feeder. So I got to work filling up the bird feeder. Now I decided to use peanuts because they are high in fat and protein and should attract birds, and also are really good for them. And there you go, it's done. Next I had to put the trap camera facing the bird feeder, and the angle was actually really good. So hopefully these peanuts are going to attract loads of birds in this forest. Next up is Zach's location, and he went with a very similar approach that has brought him a lot of success before, putting his trap camera in a very rural area.
Okay, so my trap camera is up, and as you can see, it's quite a nice spot. There's actually an animal trail here, so this isn't used by humans because it's just too small. And then there's another animal trail there as well, so looks like a very potential location. So I have just collected my trap camera, and it's got around 400 files, so this could be very good, or it would mean a load of files to delete when there's been some kind of grass or leaves moving. So hopefully it's not that, and I don't have to sit for hours deleting files, and instead hopefully we get something successful and make it free to me. Well everybody, I'm here to talk about our part 5 points for me, and oh wow, this was definitely an improvement from my last 2 rounds. First of all, I got 6 rabbits, which is a lot by the way. 1 ant, 3 pheasants and 4 grouse, which is new to this whole entire challenge. So to get the grouse, that was very good. I also got 5 wood mice, 2 squirrels and 1 moth, as well as 1 roe deer. And 1 badger to top it all off. Which means I got 39 points, and I hope and I really think we might be able to win this round, hopefully putting us on 3-2.
Alright everybody, I have just reviewed my footage for part 5, and I'll tell you now, I might not be getting the most points, but I'm really happy with the footage I got. I saw cold tits and great tits every single day. As well as also 2 blue tits on one of the days. On the final day I did get a robin. And probably my rarest bird I got was the nuthatch. I got that on 3 separate days. This is the classic nuthatch pose where its head is facing downwards. This is because of its unique foraging strategy which allows them to find food that other birds miss. Also during the night I did get footage of a muntjac deer, which is going to be 2 points. I am also going to get 2 behaviour points for having a fight between a blue tit and a great tit, and also a fight between a nuthatch and a cold tit, which is really cool to see. You can really see in these footage how birds are so desperate to get the food on the feeder, and they never go on the feeder when there's another bird there. They will assert their dominance and just scare the other bird away, which is really interesting to see. So these were all just common birds as well as the muntjac deer, which means I don't get the most points for them. However, I do think I got a really nice bird feeder setup going, getting loads of birds every day. So it's really cool to see. I don't think I'm going to win this round, but it was great. And I was exactly right. I didn't win the round, but I did really enjoy it as that got great footage, I got great footage, but it is going to end with a win to Zach. Well, here we go. 2 episodes, 25 days and over 20 species later, we are ready for the final part, part 6. The part that decides whether Zach wins or I can make it a draw. And for part 6 we've decided to add something extra. Because you can now have food or water to try and attract animals. Now we're ready to start part 6. This is a trap camera, a camera that starts filming when it senses movement, which makes it perfect for filming animals.
In this special episode, we will be leaving out our trap cameras every day in September.
To hopefully film some amazing animals. It has all come down to this. It's part 6 and it's time to find out whether I can make it 3-3 or Zach's going to get the win and make it 4-2. Now, as you know, part 6 does have a twist because we can both put food out or water or whatever you want to try and attract animals. Now, I must say this is a one-time thing only. On this channel, we're not going to be regularly putting food out because obviously that will make animals become dependent on us putting food out instead of hunting and finding food for themselves. So we're not going to do that often, but we can just put like an apple or a pear or something like that out. And talking of apples, I have got an apple with me now, and that is what I'm going to use to try and attract my target animal, badgers. Now, Zach's got a lot of badgers throughout this series, and I've got none. Now, he's probably going to want to get foxes like I've got lots of, but for me, it's badgers. So I got to work finding a perfect location for my trap camera, and I actually ended up being quite far off the path into a fern bush. But that didn't matter because I had apple to try and attract animals into this bush. Once the apple was down, I found the perfect tree to put the trap camera on, where the angle wasn't going to be facing up into the sky or right down on the ground. It was perfect to capture any animals that come through. Alright everybody, the trap camera is in place. This is the view it's got. This is the final location I've picked for this series. Just move this out of the way. I've got apples scattered around the floor in areas like here, 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 and there. And hopefully the smell of the apple will bring in badgers, foxes, maybe even some really cool birds. We haven't really got many birds on this yet, apart from obviously when I put the feeder up. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. And for the final time, I will see you in 5 days. The last thing I had to do was take some pictures of the location I was in, which would help me remember where I put the trap camera, because the last thing I want to do on the final part 6, is forget the location and lose it forever. Which would mean I would never have a trap camera again on animals with AB, which would be really, really bad.
I have put my trap camera out, and if I'm shouting right now, it's absolutely tipping it down, and my god, I am absolutely soaking because of where I've put it. Let me show you. You walk into this bush here, and right there is the camera facing down on this water bowl, and right here, this is an animal passageway. You can very clearly tell because there's a lot of shrubs that aren't growing, which is amazing. So you can tell this is an animal passageway. And I did get badgers near this area before, but we're quite far away from it, so hopefully we get them again. Hopefully we attract birds and other stuff, but I just don't know about the location. Hopefully it produces, but yeah. Sorry if that was a bit rushed, but it's actually kind of stopped raining now, luckily. But I'm freezing. Anyway, I just wanted to have a reflect as I'm walking back now, because I got still like a 1.5 mile walk back to the car. So yeah, this is going to be miserable, but the good thing is that now I can talk to you guys and reflect about basically my best encounters over this whole series. This series has been incredible. It's got me out even more than usual to put trap cameras out and everything, and I've managed to film brilliant wildlife and so much more. Sorry if I'm looking over there, just making sure this guy doesn't know where my trap camera is. My definite favourite moments were in the first part, where I saw a badger basically nudge my trap camera. I even got a badger hair on my trap camera, and I just got incredible footage of badgers overall. Overall, I've really enjoyed this whole entire series, and hopefully I can win this and make it 4-2, but I believe Thomas has got a good location from what I've heard, and he's putting out food instead of water, so we'll see what happens. Hello everybody, now you've joined me. I'm collecting my trap camera for part 6. I am out of breath because it's been tipping it down with rain, and I've just basically ran to get my trap camera, so I hopefully stay dry. So yeah, we'll go and get it now, bring up the files, see what we get. But unfortunately, before we do that, I've heard bad news about Thomas and his trap camera.
Basically, the way I export footage, I think that's the right word, off my trap camera is through that hole right there, and unfortunately it's broken, so I can't export the footage. I went on the app to try and do it on Bluetooth, which never really works very often, and well, it just didn't let me do it. It made me format the SD card or something like that, and which means just delete it all basically, which kind of ruined part 6 for me. But oh well, I don't think I actually did that well because the apple wasn't even gone, so the whole rule about the food just kind of went out of the window.
So everybody, I'm in the comfort of my room now, as it's still tipping it down outside, so we're now going to reveal the points for you inside my room. First of all, I got 2 rabbits, which is 4 points, and I also got 8+ robins, which is just 8 points, because I'm not going to add more, robin points on than 8, because it could be the same robin. I then got 2 behaviour points for 2 different robins bathing, which was just so cool to see, and I really did enjoy the footage. And then I also got 1 behaviour point for a rabbit interacting with my trap camera. It was the very first clip, and I was really confused, but I did figure out it was a rabbit, as that was the only nighttime animal we actually saw. Overall, I got 15 points, which really isn't too bad, but definitely could be better. But as you know, Thomas unfortunately had all of his files erased, and that's really annoying, but this was a nice chill way to end off this whole month of putting our trap cameras out.
Zach has won the trap camera challenge, so congratulations, I guess, to Zach. It's not the win he probably was hoping for, but he got it anyway. That's going to be that for the trap camera series. But at the end of the day, the trap camera series was never really about the competition of Zach going in 4-2. I'm not just saying that because I've lost, I'm saying that because we wanted to do this to find out what wildlife we have in our local UK countryside, and we definitely found that out. We got over 20 different species, which is absolutely incredible. We've got birds, foxes, we got badgers, we got insects as well, which was really cool. In my opinion, the best footage was probably the badger footage Zach got in part 1. But in terms of my footage, I really like the fox footage I got in part 4. Anyway, everybody, I really hope you have enjoyed the Trap Camera series, episode 1 and episode 2, every single day in September. And I will see you next time on Animals with AB. Thank you so much for staying right until the end of the whole Trap Camera series. If you've really enjoyed it, make sure to tell us in the comment section down below, and we will make sure to make a long cinematic of all the animals we got in the series.